One of the major themes coming up in individual readings throughout the month of July and June has been expect the unexpected. And I think the ego self, or at least mine, is like, what? Like, that doesn't sound good. And yet Spirit kept coming through with this feeling of like, the unexpected could be really awesome. It could be something that you've never imagined. It could be something you never even would have thought, think to imagine. And so the energy came through of Pandora's gift, that we need to trust that Source is all gifted and all giving. And in asking the questions, we are triggering the process of bringing the answers forward. Spirit says sometimes it is through our uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. And it may take us to places that our human selves feel like the end of the world. So once again, Spirit is acknowledging that from the human level, this does not feel like a divine, fun purpose, a little mission, feels like shit. But to the spirit and to the soul, they are able to help guide the human through these harder times. Spirit says not all is lost in this process. In fact, what is stripped away leaves only the core self remaining. This is activation for new revelation, new life, and new adventure. And we're being asked to surrender any misplaced guilt that we may have brought upon ourselves or another through believing that we created some terrible happening. And this is where those life reviews come through in such a beautiful way. And when you have one, you will know, because you feel it in every cell of your body. You are never punished. You are never judged. You might be poked and made fun of a little bit for some of the decisions you've made, but it's all in love and it's all in beauty. And all of this shame and this misplaced guilt that we bring upon ourselves, it's gone. And in the awe of God, in fact, they talk so often about, being in fear of God, and there's no fear in that place. It's awe. You are just awestruck, and you are in the space of miracle. And in this space, it is so easy to let go of these shame-based beliefs because they're hilarious. They're hilarious. And we can only see it from God's perspective. And so it's in that asking, what Spirit is saying, ask for the guidance, ask for the answers, and trust that they are going to come up in your life. So we're surrendering this misplaced guilt. We're letting go of these shame-based beliefs, this feeling that we need to be in punishment, or that we got to be brought to task over some perceived imperfection that we have. Spirit says we're releasing right now any feeling of inadequacy and our low self-worth. We're freeing our souls from this torment. This is the sign of a new time where we swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of our inherent divinity. So we've all been taught that the divinity is outside of ourselves. And what we're going to discover collectively is that it is inside of ourselves. And Spirit says this sacred rebellion is happening now within the collective soul as a powerful uprising toward liberation. We are breaking free from the power games and the weighty criticisms of the world, including its insane priorities. So if you are out there feeling like, I don't know how to keep up with this, like my body, my nervous system, my mind, you're not meant to. You're meant probably to be creating what's next. Spirit says, dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Be the leader of this next soul revolution. Shrug off the despair, the misery, and the weight that this world brings in. And remember that you are a true bearer of light, peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance to others. We are now casting off the works of anyone who seeks to torment us. And just like Spirit said in that other call, we're really focusing on strengthening our talents, our gifts, and our abilities, especially those that have yet to be acknowledged. And I think a lot of times we think, well, I can't make money at that, or I don't have time for that. And Spirit is saying these talents and abilities, may not be meant for the outer world in that way. Maybe they are, but they do need to be acknowledged, because if they are not acknowledged, they will turn in on us, and they will show up as despair and depression and restlessness and kind of feeling like you're never right place, right time. So really honing in on what we came here to offer as a strength is incredibly important right now. Spirit acknowledges that this is a worthy seed of something beautiful, and it's necessary. It's arising from within us. And if we choose to develop this seed, it will become an extraordinary light in our lives and within the world. So this has been coming up very quite a bit over the last couple of months, this feeling of needing to be in service to something bigger than oneself. That there are many individuals within the collective right now who are feeling that being in service to oneself is just, it's simply not enough for where we're going, that the soul needs to be fed by something bigger.